Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your January Soul session. I am Marlo. If you're new, okay. And if you're family, welcome back, my friend. So, okay. You guys' cards are jumping out. So let's just go ahead and jump in to you guys' cards. Let's move them like this. Oh, is that all of them? All of them came out at once. That's pretty freaking lit. Okay, first card out coming from December into January. Welcome to 2023. We have the 10 of Cuppies. If my autofocus will, all right. Why is it that my autofocus always goes wonky with you guys? So we have the 10 of Cups. Next, we have the Strength in the reverse. It always goes wonky with you guys, Sag. What is happening in America? That is so strange. Really interesting. Okay, that's Leo energy. Then we have the Star card. That's Aquarius energy. Then we have the 2 of Pentacles in the reverse. We're just not going to waste time trying to get this autofocus to work. Then we have the 8 of Pentacles. It is so strange it's doing that. Oh my God, I can't even. And lastly, we have the 6 of Swords in the reverse. So what is looking like, Sag? Come the first half of December coming into did I say December? The first half of January, good Lord. Coming into January from December, you guys are in a pretty good place. You're feeling emotionally fulfilled. However, with this Strength in the reverse, there's a level of you guys kind of holding yourself back. If I would say what this is, it feels to me, it's almost like you guys having this feeling of things are too good to be true. So things are working out, right? Things are going in your favor, but I feel the strength in the reverse, at least in the first week of January, it's kind of this vibe of like, how long is this going to last, right? So it's almost things going good, but it's not wanting to get too comfortable with it because it's not wanting almost like the rug to be pulled from under you, if I could say it that way. So it's this thought of it's kind of reminiscent of like the Wheel of Fortune, if you could say it that way. Like you think about the Wheel of Fortune card and the fact that, you know, you're up and then you're down, right? And of course, there's seasons of life and things are going to be shifting and changing constantly. But for this to be the 10 of Cups and not the 10 of Pentacles, this is something that's near and dear to your heart. So it's an accomplishment. It doesn't necessarily have to be in the context of like your atypical 10 of Cups, which is like, you know, you being in love and happy family and things of the sort. I mean, this could be you guys finally getting the job that you want, you know, or moving into the neighborhood that you want, you know, feeling as if you're walking in your purpose. It could be a myriad of different things. But I feel that you should allow yourself to enjoy it, to be quite honest, because with the Star card coming after this, it's something even deeper here, right? Because, oh gosh, I forgot my autofocus is being a dingus. Why is it doing that, Sand? Okay, there we go. So with these two cards in particular, it's like this is saying that you're emotionally fulfilled on a person level, but in the higher octave of things with the Star card, this is saying that this is something that's in soul alignment with you, right? But with the Strength falling in between the two, it's more or less like your heart and your soul are in alignment, but it's like your mind is kind of what's coming between your heart and your soul, if I could say it that way. But it's all fear-based. But going into this next week, which is why this is hella important. So the week of the 15th, with us having this 2 of Pentacles in the reverse and the 8 of Pentacles, this is a good thing because in the second week, it's more or less saying that you guys are taking, I don't want to necessarily say like a stance per se, but it's more or less like towards the second week of January, it's you guys kind of being comfortable with it or allowing yourself to start be comfortable. Can I not freaking talk? What is happening in America? Mercury retrograde. But you're allowing yourself to start becoming comfortable with what it is that you guys, and I don't even want to say accomplish, but what it is that you guys have acquired or where it is that you're in your, where you are in your life at present. But with this 8 of Pentacles, it's still this fear-based energy, especially with this falling, and these are both 8s, by the way. This is kind of like a same pig, different coat, almost like, I'm doing my makeup hand, almost like So sorry to interrupt you guys while you're listening to the show, but I wanted to tell you guys about our new partnership with BetterHelp. If you haven't heard of them, it's an online resource in which you can find your very own friendly local neighborhood therapist, no matter where you are in the world. You sign up, and within 24 hours, they match you with a therapist that's right for you. And you can talk to your counselor every week via phone or video chat. You can also text them between sessions. If you or someone you know has been considering therapy, get started today with BetterHelp. Now let's get back to the show. Almost like a hamster wheel kind of energy, right? That's so interesting. Because I'm looking at the star. The star and this 10 of cups are in the same like energetic octave, but I'm seeing this strength card and this 8 of pentacles. These are in the same vibrational frequency as well. But anywho, but the whole thing is with this 10 of pentacles, I do not know what is happening with my brain and my mouth right now. I am saying everything like backwards. I'm so sorry, Sag. But anyway, but with this 2 of pentacles in the reverse, going into the week of the 15th, I feel that there is a shift that you guys are taking to where you're telling yourself, okay, I'm just going to enjoy this. I'm just going to enjoy it. But this 8 of pentacles says to me that you're really not enjoying it, especially with it falling under the strength in the reverse. And the reason why I say that, and what I was saying like about these 4 cards of like how they're in the same octave of each other, is because if you really trusted and believed, right, and were really off the fence and out of ambivalence and the fear of like losing this thing or allowing yourself to enjoy it, you wouldn't immediately go into working extremely hard. So I feel like this 8 of pentacles is saying, because it's sponsored by the fear and the strength in the reverse, it's more or less you guys like going apeshit almost and working really, really hard to not lose the thing that it is that you have. Now, what's interesting with this, and this could potentially be a fire sign thing, unless you guys have this particular sign in your chart, but this is kind of reminding me of what I said to Aries. It's like I was speaking to them about how there's certain things that can happen in our past that are like disappointments or betrayals or what have you. So we alter who we are to prevent ourselves from ever experiencing that again, right? But we inadvertently repeat the past because we're putting ourselves back into the same situation we were in past tense. And it seems like we're protecting ourselves or we're keeping ourselves safe, but we're actually like coming into full agreement with the thing that we're trying to avoid in the first place. You feel what I'm saying? I hope that that makes sense. But that's what I can see how this over-focus, overworking is. Now, a specific example of this would be like, say you fell in love, right? You got married, you have a kid, and you have this really, really nice house. And one day you're sitting and you're looking around and you're like, wow, I actually found my dream person. We have this really great house, right? We have this cute little kiddo, and I don't ever want to lose this, right? So that's here. That's the thing that I'm seeing with these cards, right? It's like, I don't ever want to lose this, right? So your thought is, oh, well, I shouldn't operate out of fear, right? I shouldn't be fearful. So I'm just going to accept it. I'm going to let it go. I'm going to stop going back and forth and saying, oh my gosh, I love my life right now, but I'm afraid I'm going to lose it, right? I'm going to stop thinking like that. I'm going to think positive. But what ends up happening with this 8 of pentacles is you start obsessively working a lot because it's like, well, I know my partner isn't going to leave. I know the kid isn't going anywhere. But just in case we ever have financial problems, I'm going to make sure I pick up a bunch of overtime shifts and all the extra money that I make. I'm going to put that in the bank so nothing ever happens to the house, right? That's where we come into you guys' last card, which is the 6 of Swords in the reverse, where there's no movement forward. Like that's the hamster wheel that I'm speaking about, because, and I call it same pig, different coat. It's a whole backstory. Why does I call it that? But it's pretty much like the same scenario, right? It's just masqueraded or dressed differently. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a hamster wheel, the illusion of forward movement, right? So in reality, Sagittarius is in possession and living in a place in their life where everything is copacetic. And even though in the first part of, or the first week of the month, you guys are like scared to lose what it is that you have, it's like your solution to prevent yourself from losing it is obsessively working, right? So going back to our scenario, and I'm saying working, meaning that, you know, hypothetically, because I don't know what we're talking about for y'all specifically, because this is general. But anyway, so you end up going to, you know, work overtime, save up all this money and all the things of the sort. And then ultimately what ends up happening is your marriage starts to fall apart because you're never, ever at home, right? You missed your kids' first steps, or you missed their first soccer game or whatever, because you're obsessively working. And you're obsessively working because you're terrified to lose what it is that you have, but you inadvertently put yourself in the position to lose it. You feel what I'm saying? So that's kind of like the analogy of what it is that I'm seeing. So the forewarning for my Sagittarius people is you guys are in a really dope place. It's something that you guys have achieved, right? Or something that y'all are on a collision course with in the first half of January. But because this is so much of a blessing to you, or it's your wishes finally being fulfilled in a sense, there's the fear of losing it. But what you don't want to do is fall into old behaviors, because you'd actually create, which is called self-sabotage. You would actually create the main scenario that you're terrified of, right? By trying to fix something that isn't broken. So within the first 15 days of January, what you guys would want to be focused on is where this fear comes from and confronting that, right? Oh, child. At the bottom of you guys' deck is the Death card. And that's in a position of why all of this is happening. All of this is happening literally here, Sag. I kid you not. Like, this is your last card, and then the Death card's at the bottom of the deck. It's the illusion of forward movement. So it's not saying that things in your life have not changed, because they have. I can see that clearly. But the main thing that Spirit is bringing to the forefront that would behoove you guys is this lack thereof of movement forward and how you're thinking about things. Because once upon a time, you may have thought you would never get what you wanted, but you got it. And now that you have it, you're afraid of losing it. You feel what I'm saying? So it's more or less getting out of that mindset and you like fully investing yourself and going with the flow of it, of enjoying where it is that you are now and playing it out in the present moment, instead of being in the present, trying to prevent your past, right, from coming up in your future, right? Because that's how you inadvertently create it. And so I don't bore you guys, that's Scorpio energy, by the way, so that I don't bore you guys to death. This is so fascinating. I'm just looking at the cards that are at the bottom of your deck. It is so cray. It's the Death in the reverse, the Seven of Swords in the reverse, Page of Pentacles in the reverse, Page of Swords in the reverse, Four of Cups in the reverse. All of these are in the reverse at the bottom of the deck until they got the Nine of Pentacles, the Empress in the reverse. It doesn't get upright again until you get to the Emperor. So this is pretty much telling me what the whole storyline is behind all of this. It's like, and that still goes back to the Strength in the reverse. The whole reason why there isn't a transformation that's happening here is all because of like fears or feelings of not being enough. It's like fears of making a mistake and fears of loss. And that's why I'm saying, and especially with the Emperor being Aries energy, even if you don't have it in your chart, Sag, I really think you guys should watch the Aries soul session, because I went into depth with them about what it is that I'm seeing with you guys. Like, it's literally identical, you know? It's like, this is the thing that's been holding you guys back all along. Like, everything that's centralized in the Strength in the reverse. Like, all of the stuff that's coming from here, that fear, that's what's holding you guys back all along. So even though you're moving forward, like, sequentially in life, it's like it's the mindset that needs to shift, because if you don't shift it, it's gonna end up becoming self-sabotage. So I hope that makes sense, Sagittarius. I am so sorry that my brain and my mouth just ain't working together today, just like my camera ain't working at things. But anyway, that's been your soul session for the 1st through 15th. The other half is going to be on my membership platforms on the 15th. I love your freaking face, and I will see you guys sooner than later, my friends.